Rooster saves his hen and chickens from eagle. The eagle's shadow hit the ground like death, itself silent, fast and absolutely terrifying. Rooster saw it first. 1 second he was kicking back in the sunshine, watching his hen peck around the yard with their 5 chickens scrambling behind her like fuzzy popcorn. The next second, every feather on his body stood straight up. Something was dead wrong. He'd been running security on this farm for 3 years now, and his gut had never steered him wrong. The air felt weird, too quiet, too still. Even the sparrows had bailed, and those little guys never shut up. Rooster's eyes snapped to the sky, scanning like radar. That's when he spotted it. Way up high, circling like a bad dream. An eagle. A legit, no joke, apex predator with wings spread wider than a barn door and talons that could punch through steel. And it was locked onto his family like a heat-seeking missile. "Oh, hell no," Rooster muttered. This wasn't some punk hawk or a sneaky fox he could chase off. This was the real deal, a stone-cold killer that had been perfecting the art of murder since before the dinosaurs checked out. Eagles didn't mess around. They hit hard, hit fast, and they always got their target. But this eagle had picked the wrong farm, the wrong family, the wrong day. "Hen, get the chickens to the coop. Move it, move it, move it." Rooster's voice cracked like a whip across the farmyard. Hen's head snapped up. She was a smart bird, battle-tested after raising 5 broods. She didn't waste time asking questions. "Chickens, on me! Now!" The 5 chickens froze for half a heartbeat, their tiny brains trying to process the panic in their parents' voices. Then instinct kicked in, and they bolted toward the coop like their tail feathers were on fire. But the smallest chicken, the runt of the bunch who'd hatched late and never quite caught up, tripped over his own feet and went down hard. He scrambled to get up, his little wings flapping uselessly, his terrified chirps piercing the air like sirens. The eagle stopped circling. It folded its massive wings tight against its body and dropped like a bomb. Time went sideways. Rooster watched the eagle fall, watched his baby chicken struggling on the ground, watched the gap between predator and prey shrinking faster than a New York minute. His brain did the math in a split second. Hen was already halfway to the coop with the other 4. The little guy was 30 feet away. The eagle was seconds from impact. No way he'd make it. No way the chicken would survive. Unless, not today, you overgrown buzzard. Rooster launched himself across the yard like a feathered rocket. His legs were a blur. His wings pumped hard, adding speed. Farmers always said chickens couldn't fly worth a damn. But right now, Rooster was practically airborne, fueled by pure adrenaline and the kind of rage only a parent feels when their kid's in danger. He reached the little chicken just as the eagle's shadow swallowed them both. "Run!" He screamed, and the chicken didn't need to be told twice. Then, Rooster did something absolutely insane. He jumped straight up, wings beating furiously, and met the eagle head-on in midair. The collision was brutal. It sounded like a car crash. Feathers exploded everywhere, red from Rooster, brown and white from the eagle. The eagle screamed in shock and fury. Nobody fought back. Prey was supposed to run, freeze, or die. Not attack, but Rooster wasn't prey. He was a father. He went absolutely ballistic. His beak, sharp as a blade, found the eagle's face and started hammering like a jackhammer. His spurs, those wicked curved claws that roosters used to settle scores, raked across the eagle's chest, drawing blood. His wings beat in the eagle's face, blocking its vision, creating chaos. The eagle was way bigger, probably 20 pounds to Rooster's 8. Its talons were like meat hooks. Its beak could crush bones. But Rooster had home field advantage, and something the eagle didn't. Everything to lose. Every time those massive talons reached for him, Rooster twisted away. When the eagle tried to grab with its beak, Rooster jabbed first. It was like watching a street fighter take on a UFC champion, completely outmatched on paper, but too crazy and too determined to go down. Back at the coop, Hen had just gotten the fourth chicken inside when she realized one was missing. She spun around and saw her mate throwing down with a literal apex predator. Saw blood on Rooster's wing where a talon had connected. Saw him stagger but keep fighting. Something primal exploded in Hen's chest. That was her man out there, her partner, the father of her children. And she'd be damned if she let him fight alone. "Stay here." She barked at the chickens, then charged back into the war zone. The eagle was starting to get seriously ticked off. This was supposed to be lunch, not a boxing match. It tried to use its weight advantage, driving down on Rooster with its full mass. But then Hen arrived like a guided missile, going straight for the eagle's tail feathers. She grabbed a mouthful and pulled like she was trying to start a lawnmower. Feathers ripped loose. The eagle's balance went sideways. It screamed in frustration and pain, trying to shake off both attackers. That's when Rooster saw his opening. He drove upward with everything he had, spurs first, and caught the eagle right under the wing. The big bird shrieked, a sound that echoed across the whole valley. Meanwhile, the farmer had heard the commotion and came running from the barn, his dog Max racing ahead. Max was a border collie who'd never heard a chicken in his life, but he knew a threat when he saw one. He hit the farmyard barking like a machine gun, adding his voice to the absolute chaos. The eagle's predator brain ran the numbers. 1 rooster, 1 hen, 1 dog, 1 human with a rake, versus 1 eagle who was already bleeding and looking at serious injuries. The math didn't check out. With a final furious scream that sounded like pure rage, the eagle abandoned the mission. Its massive wings started beating, pulling it up and away. Rooster made one last jump, his beak connecting with the eagle's leg as it climbed. Then the predator was gone, shrinking to a speck against the clouds. Rooster crashed to the ground, his legs shaking so bad he could barely stand. Blood dripped from half a dozen cuts. His gorgeous tail feathers looked like they'd been through a blender. He was wheezing like an old engine, and every muscle in his body was screaming. But his family was safe. Every single one of them. The farmer knelt down, his weathered face full of respect. "Sweet mercy, Rooster. That was the bravest thing I've ever seen a bird do. Heck, that's the bravest thing I've ever seen anything do." He carefully picked up Rooster, calling for his wife. "Martha, we got us a genuine hero here. He's hurt pretty bad." Martha came running with the first aid kit. When she saw Rooster's condition and heard what went down, she got tears in her eyes. "Oh, you magnificent bird," she whispered, gently cleaning his wounds. Hen limped over, missing half her tail feathers but otherwise okay. She pressed against Rooster's side, making soft, comforting sounds. Back at the coop, 5 chickens watched through the wire, their eyes huge. The farmer's wife patched Rooster up with antiseptic and bandages, her hands gentle but efficient. "You're gonna be sore for a while, big guy, but you're gonna be fine." That evening, after the adrenaline wore off and the pain set in hard, Rooster sat in the coop surrounded by his family. The chickens were all huddled close, soaking up his warmth and his presence. The little one who'd almost died was tucked right under Rooster's good wing, finally safe. "Dad," the little chicken whispered, "were you scared?" Rooster thought about lying, thought about playing it cool, acting like it was no big deal, but his kids deserved the truth. "Scared? Man, I was terrified. That eagle could have torn me apart without breaking a sweat. Everything in my body was screaming at me to run. So why didn't you?" Rooster looked at each of his children in turn, then at Hen, who was watching him with so much love it made his chest ache. "Because some things are worth being scared for. You guys are my whole world. When I saw that eagle coming for you, fear didn't matter anymore. Nothing mattered except keeping you safe. That's what being a parent means. That's what love means." He paused, wincing as he shifted his injured wing. Real courage isn't about not being scared. It's about being scared out of your mind and doing the right thing anyway. The oldest chicken puffed up his chest. "When I grow up, I want to be just like you. Dad, you already are, son. You held the line at the co-op entrance. That took guts. Outside, the stars were coming out, turning the sky into a light show. The farm was quiet now, peaceful. But everyone knew the danger was still out there. Eagles don't forget. Foxes still prowled. Hawks still hunted. But they also knew that Rooster would be there, standing guard. Beat up, bandaged, but unbowed. Because that's what fathers do. That's what heroes do. Hen gently preened the feathers around Rooster's face. I'm so proud of you, she murmured. I'd do it again in a heartbeat, Rooster replied. Every single time. And he meant it. Because when you love something that much, there's no such thing as too high a price. You stand up. You fight back. You protect what's yours with everything you've got. Consequences be damned. That night, as his family slept safe and warm around him, Rooster kept one eye open, watching the shadows, ready for whatever came next. His body ached. His wounds throbbed, but his heart was full. He'd faced down death itself and won, not because he was the biggest or the strongest, but because he loved deeper than fear could reach. And tomorrow, when the sun came up, he'd crow his greeting to the new day, not just as a rooster, but as a father who'd do it all over again without a second's hesitation. Because that's what real love looks like. That's what courage sounds like. That's what a hero is, someone who stands between the people they love and the darkness, no matter what it costs. The eagle had learned a hard lesson that day. Never mess with a father protecting his family. That's a fight you'll lose every single time.